Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Cassandra Terry Morning Show. We are excited to be back with you. We cannot wait to share what's on our minds and on our hearts when it comes to the topic of gratitude, and specifically how we can use gratitude as a tool as we move towards mastery in our lives. It could be mastery of self. It could be mastery of your life after you've gone through a transition. Things are different than they were before, and you need to find your center again, rebalance, and figure out how to grow roots where you are. And that is mastery. Mastery is becoming skilled in all ways at a thing. And what thing should that be is really up to you. That's where you have to do some soul searching, dig in a bit, and decide where in my life do I want to go deeper? Where in my life do I want to expand my abilities? Where in my life would I like to see things different? Or I've arrived at this new place, right? The kids are gone and now I'm an empty nester. What does this phase of my life look like? And how do I master the environment that I'm in now so that I'm making the most out of this phase of life instead of bemoaning and wishing for what was? I don't want us to get caught looking backwards so long that we miss the present of the presence. We miss what's in front of us, the opportunities, what we can do with this life. Every phase of life has its ups and its downs, but the clearer you are about what is going on, what you're interested in, where you really want to dig in, the more clarity you have there, the better opportunity it is for you to make the most of this space, this time, right now. The future is yet to be told. The past has already done what it's going to do. What's happening right now, and what's the gift in this phase of life? Denise, I can't help but to think about you as I'm saying that. Denise knew that empty nesting was coming. Her daughter just graduated from college just a few weeks ago, but she was already an adult. I remember, Denise, we were talking one time and you said how you were so accustomed to the noise of people in the house. And you woke up one day and the house was so much quieter. And that made you realize, I think that a transition had happened, or you were in the midst of a transition. It was going on. And you could have, spent time in bed just focused on what was, looking at the photo albums, remembering the pitter patter of feet and all the things that were going on. Those are precious memories, and they keep us happy and joyful and excited. And it's always good to remember. But if that's all you're doing in the present is looking backwards, you're missing the opportunity. You're not mastering this phase of your life. Well, instead of just kind of hanging out and wishing that her daughter was still this little girl running around the house, Denise built a whole new Denise, a whole new space, new opportunities. She's in another country right now, training and affecting the environment and giving people the opportunity to have a different life. And that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't have started to master right now. Way back then, before Grenada ever happened, it had to be a dream. It had to be something that she was pondering. It had to be something that she was thinking about. I really want to travel, right? I want to see more of the world. But I want to impact. I don't want to just be leisurely and on vacation. I actually want to make a difference while I'm there. How do I take who I am and what I know and transport that from the United States into these other places and impact the place while I'm there? I don't know the process she went through to get from where she was to where we found her, on her way to Grenada, building not a business, affecting an entire environment and giving folks the opportunity for a different life. There is some stories there. How did you get from, man, it's too quiet in this house, to, hey, I'm coming to you guys live from the beautiful island of Grenada? There's a story there. There's some decisions that were made. There were some actions that were taken. Some good planning had to take place. And we all have that opportunity. But first, we have to find that dream. What's my dream for this phase of my life? What do I want to do next? How do I want to show up in the world? Right? When you start to think about those things, there's some clues in there. There's some clues as to what's next for you. Our dreams are showing us our possibilities. And when we start to lean into them, they become not just possible, but probable. And when we start to actually take steps, they move from possible to probable to our reality. She's in Grenada right now. Who'd have thunk it? I bet she didn't a few years ago. But then the dream was born and the actions, the planning happened. And then the plan started to be implemented. And then we meet her as we know her now. I think you're a fantastic example of what it means to master right now. Master the life that you're gifted with today, right? And it starts today with the dream, with the clarity of what it is that you want to do, and then it can take you wherever it is that you want to go. But you have to go from dreaming. You have to go into planning, and then from planning, you have to take action. Purposeful action that's going to move you from where you are to where you want to be. And gratitude can play a big role in that. We're going to look at gratitude today from a few different ways when we get into the actionable steps, because no matter who we are, no matter where we are in the world, no matter what's going on in our lives right now, and I know some folks are really dealing with some heavy stuff, but even in that external heaviness and all the things that may be happening and impacting your life, there's something that you can be grateful for. And if you choose to lean in to that gratitude and uncover what those things are, they're right there. They're not buried very deeply. They're within our reach. We just have to decide that that's what we're going to focus on, right? That's why I started a long time ago, beginning and ending my day with what I'm grateful for. It puts me in the right headspace to deal with whatever is going to come my way. It doesn't change what's going to happen in my life, but it does change how I receive it, how I respond to it, and how I allow it to affect me. Gratitude is powerful. You can be in the worst mood, having the worst day, in the worst environment with all the things going wrong, and just feel it all and be so frustrated and overcome by what's going on. And in that moment, you can decide, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to give myself a little space. I'm going to give myself a little grace. And I'm just going to think for a moment on the things that I'm grateful for. I'm going to think about the things that I have versus the things that I don't. And you will feel some of that angst immediately start to dissipate. You start to experience life a little bit differently because your focus has changed. The situation hasn't yet to change. The environment that you're in hasn't changed yet. The things that are broken are still broken. You have to clean it up. But you can do it with so much more intensity and experience your life so differently when gratitude is a place where you're leading from. You're leaning into that despite all the activities that are going on around you. And it will move you to a place of emotional overwhelm, into a place of what word am I struggling with? It really it changes your focus so that you're more outcome based. I'm not so focused on exactly what I'm experiencing right now as I'm focused on how do I move through this situation? How do I get to the other side? What are the things that I can do to move myself forward? The last place we want to get stuck, right, is in the muck and the mire. But sometimes our feet get heavy because we step right into that stuff, and it's a little bit harder to take each step. But man, I can be grateful for the fact that I can still take them. I can be grateful for the fact that I can see the path forward and I can see myself progressing towards it. I'm not grateful that the steps are heavy. Not necessarily, but I am grateful that I'm still moving forward. And when you focus on the fact that you're moving forward, you find the energy to take that next step. If you're just focused on how heavy your feet are, before you know it, all you feel is that heaviness. Your feet hurt. You don't know how you're going to take that next step. And you end up stuck right there in that muck. And we may have to slow down. We may have to change our tactics. We may have to move a little bit differently. Instead of taking those nice little steps that I could take before, I may have to really lean in and lift and step and lift and step. And it's labored. It's harder work, but I'm getting stronger. I'm moving through it. I'm getting closer to my goal. And when I focus on that, I allow myself to visualize and see the end goal, see myself with it, accomplishing it, celebrating what life looks like on the other side of this difficulty. If I allow myself to see that, then I am telling myself that it's possible. The things that we cannot see are outside of the realm of our abilities, but we can change that in just a moment by visualizing, going in, and experiencing the other side of whatever it is that we're dealing with. See yourself moving through, see yourself being successful. And in seeing that, you open up the possibilities for it to actually happen. Our minds are just that powerful. Our focus is just that important. And when we focus on gratitude and the things that we have, we lift our own burdens. We make them a little bit lighter, and we give ourselves the energy we need to keep moving forward. Let me share with you guys our quote for the day. And I see a lot of comments have come in already. So I want to lean into those and say hello to everyone who's with us so far. Gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. It turns what we have into enough and more, by Melody Beattie. So before we dig too deeply into that quote, let me say hello to some people. Ooh, I got a very special guest. Hello, Soul Player Low Key. That's my baby brother. He think he outgrown and stuff because he an old man, but he's still my baby brother. Hey, Keenan. It's good to see you out there. I am grateful. That's one of the things that I will be grateful for all day is the fact that you came in and spent a little time with your big sis. I appreciate that. Conchita says, thankful Thursday to everyone. Get ready for another amazing day. Absolutely. She also says, don't miss the presence of the present. Now that is a true gem. Thanks, Cassandra. I needed to hear that today. Good morning, Kelly. I am glad that you are there. Baby brother said, don't make your dreams possible, make them profitable. I'll use that takeaway. Gratitude. I love it. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Lisa, happy Thursday, everyone. Same to you. Kelly, I see you are, as you always do, tagging people and giving them the opportunity to enjoy, to join us. And y'all come on in and everybody do the same. Wherever you're watching from, whatever social media platform, because we're on all of them basically, share it with your followers. And if there's someone that you know that would benefit, send them a personal invite. Let them know that you're thinking about them and that you see something that or hearing something that could be beneficial to them. I appreciate each one of you. You guys are really helping me grow this platform or these platforms and get our conversations out to more and more people. So I'm definitely grateful to each one of you guys for that. Hey, Tammy, I thought about you this morning and you were definitely in my prayers, just like I said you would be. And I'm grateful that God brought you back to me. He brought you to my remembrance as I was waking up this morning so that I could be a woman of my word and carry that prayer forward like I said that I would. So just know that you are loved and that you are thought of and that you and your family are definitely in my prayers. Good morning, my beautiful Aunt Karen. It is always good to see you. I saw your video yesterday. It was amazing. You looked amazing, and I loved the message. So I hope your business continues to grow and that it is booming and that it takes you to places beyond your imagination. Ernest says, good morning. Blessings to all on this glorious day. We reflect those blessings right back to you, Ernest. And you're right. It is a glorious day. Kelly says, yes, ma'am, I have. I always talk about you and your live, and I certainly appreciate that. And I know, and I believe you wholeheartedly because I see the people showing up. I see you tagging. I see you sharing. And even before I knew who you were, I was already grateful for you because I saw the engagement and that you had latched on and had made it your business to help me expand and get to know new folks. And I'll be forever grateful for that. Tammy says, thank you, girl. Much love and prayers back at you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let's see. I think we are ready to deal with this quote a little bit. But let me say hello to the Instagram followers. Also, I see Conscious Country Girl. Hey, hey, hey. That's the one that y'all, when y'all see me wearing those magnificent earrings, that is the lady with the magical hands, and she can take common everyday items and make them beautiful and eye catching. Robert Smith, welcome, welcome, welcome. Sunday.org, welcome. And Sonia Redson Jackson, I'm glad that you are with us as well. So, welcome everybody, settle in, and wherever you are, allow yourself to just close your eyes for a moment if you're not driving, walking, doing something that's dangerous. But give yourself a moment and just think to yourself, I'm grateful for. And see what comes up. What visual do you get? What do you see in your mind's eye when you start to think about what you're grateful for? And lean into that. If it's a person, go tell them. If it's a thing, take good care of it and continue to be grateful and make sure that you're using it to the fullest so that you're using whatever that abundance is in your life to continue to move towards your destiny, continue to become the best version of you, and to continue to give back to your community, to those around you. What we have in abundance is for us to share, right? When we're climbing and we're trying to get there, we're grateful for the climb because that's where our strength and our resilience come from. But when we hit those mountaintops, look around. What's around you? Be grateful and give back. And the more gratitude you have and the more out of your abundance you give, the more you're going to have to be grateful for. Because gratitude unlocks the fullness of life. Our lives are full, but our focus sometimes can be very, very narrow. Our brains seem to be wired to really latch on to what's not going well, to really remind us of the things that we quote unquote can't do and the things that we don't have. In the grand scheme of who you are, that's a real small percentage of who you are and what's available to you. But that's typically what gets our focus. And so our lives feel small. They can feel claustrophobic. It can feel stifling. But all you have to do is change your perspective, right? I may not have this yet, but I'm grateful that I still have the ability to roll up my sleeves and get to work and make it happen. I'm grateful for the things that I have right now and start to enumerate what they are, right? I'm able-bodied. I can think. I can speak. I can move forward. I have a career. I have a family. There are people who depend on me, little old me, right? There are people who look at me with a gleam in their eye. I have a 5-year-old granddaughter. We FaceTime every morning and every evening to talk about her plants because she came to. I've got a garden outside. Me and my husband planted late summer garden and or spring, and my granddaughter was here on Saturday, and we took 4 solo cups and we put seeds in each one. She has 3 vegetables and she has 1 flower. Because I told her the flowers are important too. Not only are they pretty, but they bring the pollinators. So when your plants start to grow, the flowers bring what it's going to take for them to get bigger and stronger and keep growing. And so she was so excited. And I kept telling her, well, just make sure you water them. It's hot in Texas. So they need a little love every morning. They need a little love every evening. And one day you're going to see it pop through. She called me yesterday, so excited because her flowers finally, it has an itty bitty plant. All excited. Those are bonding moments that she won't forget. I know I won't forget, and she already knows what's going to happen next because Granny told her when your plants get a little bit bigger, you're going to get 4 beautiful pots that we're going to move those plants into a bigger home so they can continue to get bigger. Something to look forward to, and to see the gleam in her eye and how excited she is. And that first sprout happens. It's an itty bitty sprout. Well, it won't be an itty bitty sprout for long if we keep taking care of it. I'm grateful for those moments. Cost me nothing. Had seeds everywhere. Already had the soil. Had solo cups in my refrigerator, in my pantry. But to her, she has her first little garden, and we put it in a nice little clear container that she can pick up and move, and not spill, and it just became a thing. And as my plants are growing and her plants are starting to grow, something for us to bond over. It's amazing. Little things. I can focus on that, right? I'm going to focus on the plants that bloom, not so much on the ones that don't. What's blooming in your life right now that you're not giving attention to because you're so frustrated about the one that didn't grow? The one that didn't grow, sure, we're sorry that it didn't happen, but we're not going to miss the beauty and the value of the things in our lives that are growing because we're so focused on those that did not. Change your focus. See the beauty in what you already have. And I guarantee you that will become enough and more because you're going to attract more beauty. You're going to see more beauty. You're going to see more abundance. I think I've said to you guys before, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. What does that mean? That means when my mind is right, when I'm ready to commit, when I'm ready to dig into something in my life, the atmosphere, the environment, the teachers, the things that I need to really go into that space and learn what it is that I need to learn, those things are going to start to show up. Because are they going to magically appear? It feels like it. It looks like it. But what's actually happening is you're attracting them to you because you're focused on them. They were there all along, right? There's beauty in your route to work. There's beauty in your walk. There's beauty in what you see when you wake up in the morning, even before you've done all your stuff and you've polished it up. Just the fact that you woke up, beautiful. But are you focused on, oh, it takes me longer to get out of bed than it used to. I'm getting older. The knees are creaking. That all may be true, but you still got up. You're still able to get, it may take you a few more steps to get from your bed to your bathroom, but you still got there. When you hit the knob, the water actually came on, right? There's a lot for us to be grateful for. And we need to peel it back to the basics. Be grateful for the things that we have a tendency not to even notice, right? Be grateful for the things that are always there and are so consistent in your life, like air, like you're breathing. How much work do we do there? Until we get ill and our breathing is challenged, we don't give it much thought. It just happens, right? We don't even think about it until it doesn't work as well. Be grateful for those things. You're able to put your attention elsewhere and work on other things because of those things that are on autopilot for you. Be grateful for the people who show up in your life, right? They're going to be there. They're going to cheer you on. They're going to help you course correct. They're going to support you when you need it. Those are the people we have a tendency to take for granted because they're always there. We always see them. We know we can count on them. They're solid. They're consistent. Those are reasons to be grateful. Who came to your mind? What came to your mind when I said, I am grateful for? Make sure that those people know. Make sure that you're treating those things and those spaces in your life with the gratitude that they deserve, because they're the very thing that give you the foundation, the steadiness, right? They give you what you need to be able to do all the other things that you do, right? Lots to be grateful for. And the more grateful we are, the more we have to be grateful for. So, Miss Denise, I'm just checking right now to make sure I've said hello to everyone. There's a couple of other comments, and then feel free to unmute. And I'd love for you to share what you are thinking this morning as well. Walter Browning, good morning, checking in from Hotlanta. Welcome from Atlanta. Glad to hear you, see you with us. And Kim says, I'm feeling thankful on this Thursday for my SOAR community. Me too. You guys are at the top of my prayer list, and you are certainly a part of the foundation of what I'm building here. So I'm absolutely grateful for my SOAR community. And Denise, as a proud and very active member of that community, I would love to hear what you'd like to share on this Thankful Thursday.
Grand Rising. Good morning.
Grand Rising.
I am trying to talk soft because my throat is struggling this morning. I want to make sure I don't lose my voice completely. It's so funny. The place that I'm coming from this morning, it seems like you're speaking very soft. I was like, her voice is so soft this morning.
It
Like
is.
you're almost a whisper. Like this beautiful softness is coming out. So I had to run and get a little tissue. You got to go in and got me all in my feels, and next thing I know, tears were just like flowing down my face.
Oh.
So I am in a place where I'm in the birthday month of a person I lost last year. And I remembered Brian saying, we never lose our people. We all need to stop saying that. He said that when we were having a meeting like
Mm-hmm.
months ago, right? And he was like, y'all need to stop saying that because people are never really gone. They're showing up. They're in your life, be it prayer. And I was talking about butterflies and dragonflies and little birds showing up, and a bird flew into my bedroom. And that reminded me of what Brian was saying, you know? What I wanted to share this morning, I'm going to stay away from that just so I can keep myself together. I'm going to stay away from that topic. There's so much on that I have in my heart. But what I wanted to say was yesterday, I've been trying to get comfortable on TikTok, figure it out, learn it, right?
Mm-hmm.
As part of another platform I wanted to build. And one thing I do notice about my TikTok is that when I go to the homepage, always the same people because I haven't built that many friends there yet. It's always the same. It's the people that I follow, which is
Mm-hmm.
not that many. It's less than 100 people. Yesterday, in a little bit of my, I was kind of annoyed. There's an annoyance. I'm going to use that word. I was kind of annoyed, and there was a person who was annoying me yesterday. We've all felt that. It could be anybody. It could be a person could sit next to you in a taxi you for whatever your reason is, right? I was sitting, and all of a sudden, this guy with a big old smile. Now I'm in my annoyance, right? A guy with a big old smile pops up on this home. Seen him a day in my life. And I'm like, why is this person on my page? I've gotten used to the fact that it's only people I follow. So I hit the unmute. I listened to him, and he said, listen. And he's smiling. I'm going to share people. And I was like, ugh, I was so annoyed with his happiness, right? Because I had gotten comfortable. I realized this last night. I got comfortable in that annoyance and that feeling I was feeling, which is not a positive feeling. So I didn't even realize it. And he's like, I'm going to share something with you, happy people. Give people who annoy you a pass. And I was like, he did not just say that. Because I had asked God, why am I so annoyed today? Why am I letting this person annoy me? Someone annoys you, give them a pass. And I'm going to tell you why. He goes, I want you to get a piece of paper, and anyone that annoys you, be it a family member, a child, and one little behavior, one of your kids, write it down and then ball it up or burn it and throw it away. He goes, that's you giving them a pass, because if you allow an annoyance to stay, you will carry that trait and attract more of it into your life, happy people. You will attract more annoyance. So if I don't decide to let it go, then I'm going to bring in more annoyance. What you focus on is, and you said kind of what we're focused on, you attract more of that. And I
Right.
kind of like grateful in that moment for this stranger popping up on my page saying exactly what I was feeling about why am little thing. Kind of laughed about it. I was grateful about it. And today is Thankful Thursday. It seems like such a small thing, but it's not. There are bigger things going on. There are bigger things to focus. If a small little annoyance would has the ability to take a path, which is have a kind of life where I can help others. Some of the loss that I've experienced, sorry, in this last year can bless it that I can grow and I can become more positive and I can use all the love and all the joy and all of the wonderful things that I had in those relationships and just become stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And something as little as being annoyed to take me off that path, and it is too big, it is too much to hold on to. I will not be annoyed. Such a little thing take me off that path because life is long, but it's also short. And I want to use every moment to be grateful and be better. So I hope that made sense. I'm gonna tie it and y'all be blessed on this Thankful Thursday.
Thank you, Denise. I did not mean to get you in your feels this morning. I use you as an example often because I just actually really appreciate how you have allowed your life to unfold and what you've decided to do with this season. And I think sometimes when we are so busy building and doing and creating this life that we've dreamed of, that we forget, right, how amazing we are. And so sometimes it's just good to have somebody to reflect back on you, how you're showing up in spaces and how you're affecting others. And just as a reminder, that you are something for others to be grateful for. I know the season that you're talking about, we kind of met in this season last year. And just remember that our tears are also a part of our strength. They're not the opposite of strength. They keep our hearts soft. They keep us remembering. They allow that love that we've always had to continue, even though the physical presence of someone is gone. Just like that bird popping up, they do remind us that they're still here. Our memories and holding on to them reminds us that they are still with us. They've just transitioned into a different form of energy, but energy it never dies. It just changes form. And so I hear your emotions. I continue to pray that you don't see strength as the lack of those tears, that those tears are what keep the heart soft. And what is soft can be transformed, can be penetrated, can be comforting. When we don't allow those tears to flow, sometimes we build a wall so high and so hard that you can't get out of it, you can't get over it, and we use that as a protection mechanism. But the more that you talk about, whenever it feels right for you, allow yourself to be in that space and keep that connection strong. Those tears will become more and more memories of good times and of those connections. So God bless you as you go through this season and you get through this month, and let more memories be joyful memories, and the tears be tears of joy and not of pain and grief, even though that's a part of the process. The balance, we hope, my prayer for you is that all those good memories balance out the loss. All right, Brian, we would love to hear from you. There's a couple more comments that have come in that I want to acknowledge. And then you feel free to unmute and share. Kim Graff says the teacher shows up. I love Denise's shares because I think like her a lot and I think like her a lot and see how she can convert that energy and be so powerful. That's the beauty of us being transparent, Kim. When we show up and we share pieces of our story, it's always for somebody else. It does help us to relieve and move that stuff and get it out. But on the other end of it is somebody who's going to pick it up and receive it and go, because she did, because she's taken this season of her life, even the losses, and she's found her strength and she's found her power and she's found a way to be effective in it. I think I can too. You know what? I don't think I can. I know I can. And before you know it, you affected someone else in a way that they may not verbalize it. You may never know it, but your transparency, our transparency, it makes a difference. Kim went on to say, so grateful. I really do appreciate hearing how she thinks and deals with that strong head of ours. LOL. My sister Alicia is here. She said, good morning. Hey, sis. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend. And Lisa, to you, Denise, she said, wow, Denise, talk about the universe sending you a message when you really need it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I tell you, you guys do that for me all the time. You show up and you say the nicest things right when I'm wondering if I should and am I able and what's the next thing? Maybe I should change. And those messages come in every single time. Stay the course. You're making a difference. Stay the course. Someone needs to hear it. And it keeps us going. So that universe will absolutely whisper in your ear, sometimes scream out loud, just what you need when you need it. We just have to be open to hearing it and receiving it. All right, Brian, with that, over to you.
Hey, Grand Rising, everyone. I love this conversation. I'm really digging what you're saying about transitioning and how nothing is permanent. And I'm tying that into what Denise said about when you come across somebody that's annoying, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this life, nothing belongs to us, good or bad, right? The horrible experiences you go through, they're not yours. It's an experience. You're moving through it. The great stuff that you experience in life, it's not yours. It's an experience. You're moving through it. When you see from that perspective, when you're able to see with that eye, that unseen eye, the perspective of what God really wants for us, then all of those things start to become part of you, part of your process. Be grateful for that perspective, for the perspective to see things as God intends us to see, not in this carnal world, right?
Right.
We get tied up in, oh man, I can't believe this is happening. Oh man, I can't believe this is that, this, that, and the other. Look, let me tell you a quick story. God will send angels, quote unquote, air quotes like Jay used to do. He will send angels, right, to
Mm-hmm.
protect. Now we see angels as being, those creatures that come down, they loving, they only making sure we get what we want. But that's a perspective. Let's be honest. Your angel sometimes will run you over to save your life. And you will feel
Mm-hmm.
like, oh man, I can't believe I just lost my job, or I just lost my wife, or I just lost this, or I just lost that. But what that was, it was setting you up for the next move, for the next play, for the better you, for your future. Perspective. I woke up this morning with perspective. When I jumped up out the bed and I jumped up like a young fried chicken, and I'm not. And I had to be thankful at that moment. Hey, God, thanks for reminding me I'm not a fried chicken before I keep on trying to jump like this. And I'm in an experience that I don't want to be in. Perspective. I was still thankful and I was mindful, right? That everything is about an experience. It's not an ownership. You don't own that bad time you're going through. You don't
Right.
own that good time you're going through. God is leading you from experience to experience to experience. It's not a storm, it's part of your life. Perspective is what I'm grateful for today. And you and Denise, y'all intertwined that and made that into something. And I just want to say thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. And I had no intention of using Denise as an example this morning. But I leave space for the messages to flow through. And you guys know what we pray for prior to us going live every day. And I'm really sincere about that. I don't want to just be a talking head telling people about what I think, how I think life should be, and what I think they should do. I can only think as much as I'm able to think. But there's limitations in all of us, and life is so much bigger than that. Our connections to the divine will give us so much more than what we can think. And so my prayer is always that the messages flow through us and people receive what they need to receive. Not that I say something brilliant that's going to get somebody excited, because it's not about me. I truly want to be emptied before I start, so that I'm a vessel that allows what needs to be said, and who needs to hear it. And I see that happening all the time. When I open my mouth and those first words come out, I don't know what they're going to be. I know what the quote is, and I know what the actionable steps are. There's so much that's said beyond those things, because we make space for he who knows better, who directs us, who has the real message, who knows what every single person is really going through better than they do, and knows the outcome. And if we allow, we'll work it all out for our good. So we have to make space. No matter how many square boxes you see on the screen, one, two, three, sometimes four, there's always one more that we don't see, because that presence is invited in every single morning. Sometimes I do it by myself. If it's just me that's getting it started, I'm still going to take a few minutes and have that prayer and invite that presence in, because I know that in the grand scheme of things, I know nothing. In the grand scheme of things, I don't have a lot of wisdom. I don't have a lot of great ideas. And I don't say that to belittle myself. I say that from the humblest of places, knowing that if I just show up and do what I think I need to do and say what I think I need to say, I'm going to mess it up every single time. I may drop something in that resonates with somebody, but it's not going to be the fullness of what it could be if I lean on me and a little bit that I have to share. That's not enough. You guys deserve so much better than that. So I call it in every single morning. I call it in because it's important, and it's so much bigger and so much fuller than what we can do. And this morning, that's what flowed through. I just got a flash of that conversation that I had with Denise. And the prayer is that even though it took her to her mushy place, is that's a healing mushy place, and that it was something that she needed, right? I never know, because it's not about me, and sometimes it's not for me to know. And I say that because we all have that ability. Lean in to what's greater than you, what's bigger than you, and allow that to be what's guiding you and what's showing through you, so that you can affect more than what your actual abilities are. As great as you are, there's greater. And when you are attached to that greater, the possibilities are limitless. I don't want to be limited by my thoughts and my abilities, because there's so much more out there than that. And I get to go along for the ride. And I'm taking as many of you guys with me as possible. And it's a beautiful thing. But just know, it's not me, it's not Denise, it's not Brian. It's the collective energy of us. And then that fourth power that's tying it all together, that's shaking it up, that's presenting it to each of you in the way that you actually need it. Because we don't know. We have no idea. We have no idea. Let's Jessica. Jessica, one of the fittest ladies that I know. It is great to see you there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Jessica is a trainer where my husband works out and where I used to work out. Me and my husband were the dynamic duo. We are the old couple at the gym, but man, we got it in, and he's gotten back. He's been about 6 weeks or so back into the gym, and the transformation that he's making in his physical and in his mental body is amazing. And I'm just slowly stepping along. I haven't caught the fire, grabbed hold to the fire that's been burning in him in that space yet, but I do recognize. And Jessica, thank you for being a big part of that part of our lives, especially his right now. All right, a few comments have come in. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Lisa says, Brian, you made me laugh. I'm reminded every day that I'm not a spring chicken. She says, love your perspective. We don't own anything. We're just moving from experience to experience. I really like that too. That really resonated with me. And Kim said, Brian, you are so level headed. Love it. I woke up this morning and honestly thought, OMG, why am I in pain in my hips and back? I slept good. Oh, now I get it. It's because I'm not a spring chicken. LOL. So true, Cassandra. Let's do it. Road trip. So the spring chicken, the passing of the spring chicken into something else seems to really be resonating with everybody, Brian. So thanks for your share. I see my girlfriend Carol, who keeps these locks locking, it has joined as well. Hair beauty first. So if you are in the Austin, Pflugerville area and you want to get that hair on point, Carol is your girl. She keeps me together. Let's see. I think we have done and acknowledged everyone. And as I said, I'm grateful for each and every one of you. We are now going to take a look at our actionable steps. And when we talk about gratitude, a lot of times we think, thank you. You know, I said thank you. I was grateful. Or I forgot to say thank you. Let me go back and clean that up. But that is the low bar. That is the bare minimum of what gratitude really is. It's so much more than saying thank you. It's even so much more than just being, appreciative of something that was given. So I wanted to look at different ways and in different areas of our lives as we work to master those areas of our lives, different ways that we can use gratitude and mix it up a little bit. I don't want to. Repetition is important. So you guys will hear and you'll notice that the actionable steps, they show up, on different occasions. Sometimes on different days, some of those same steps apply because, process is process. And if it works in one place, it'll work in another. But I also like to shake it up every once in a while and try and find different ways that we can look at things. So bear with me. That's what I was trying to do yesterday. So when we talk about gratitude, we can do, I don't know if you guys are familiar with mind maps, but they usually look like they're a bunch of circles and lines, and they show connection between things. When you do a gratitude mapping for your mastery, you just want to sit back and think about the different areas of your life that you do have mastery. You know, I am a project manager. So I have mastery in taking large things and breaking them down into actionable steps, right? I'm a coach. So I have mastery in receiving people's stuff, whatever it is that they bring with me, and supporting them through as they figure out how they want to move through whatever challenges they have. So I have the ability to support. I've mastered that. It's a natural thing. I have the ability to, in the IT space, I know compliance like the back of my hand. I know when you're about to get in trouble because you're making some decisions that are going to break something over here. So I have some mastery there. I've been a mom for a long time and I've done a whole bunch of stuff wrong. I've done some stuff mediocre. And based on the children that I've raised, I've done some stuff right. So I have some mastery in the motherhood space and I'm learning in the grandmother space. I actually think I'm better there. And so you start to write down the areas of your life that you feel like you have some mastery and just map it out, write them down. And then in each one of those areas, what has that brought to your life? The fact that you've mastered that, what is it bringing to you? And you would just write next to that some of the things that you're grateful for, the fact that you have that mastery. I'm grateful that I'm the type of communicator that I am, right? Because it allows me to build strong relationships with the folks that are in my life, right? I'm making this stuff up as I go, but I'm just thinking about my life and I'm mapping it out just kind of as we go, right? I'm grateful that I'm open. I'm open to hearing where I can improve. Some people really struggle with that. You have to feel good about yourself as a person to be able to go into the areas where you could do things differently, or you get really defensive because your confidence is shaky in the first place. All you need is somebody to tell you you didn't do something well, and it feels like everything just kind of breaks, and you can't allow that to happen. So you push back. I'm in a place in my life where I like to get better. And in order for me to get better, I have to be open. I have to be able to receive feedback. I have to discern which of that feedback is good for me. And then I have to do something about it. I'm doing that all the time. And so I'm grateful for that. It helps me to keep growing and to evolve and to learn new things. So as you go through your life, in your head, on a piece of paper, just start to write down the areas that you're grateful for, that you have mastered, you feel like you have mastery in. And if you've mastered it, it is giving you something. What is that something? How is it positively affecting your life, your environment, the people around you? And that will help you think about in that area of your life what you're really grateful for. So start to map out your mastery, and it's different than just trying to recite. I'm grateful for my kids. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful that I have running water. I'm grateful that it helps you to take it deeper. Actually think about the areas of your life where you flourish, where you're really good at something. And then how does that positively affect you? It'll help you go deeper in your gratitude. We're always talking about learning and being lifelong learners. What skills are you developing in your life now? Denise talks about hers quite a bit and how she sees, how she responds to things differently than she would have before as she continues to grow and have self-agency, have that agency over her emotions. And she's more of a responder now than a reactor. That's a skill development. When you reflect on how you are growing and the areas of your life that you're growing, what is that adding to your life? May not be the place where you've mastered already, but you see that you're progressing in that in that area of your life. That's bringing you some stuff too, right? What are you grateful for in that space? This one, gratitude letters to influential mentors. I don't mean big influencers that are on social media and have gazillion followers. I'm talking about the people in your life that have been really impactful. Who are they? How have they influenced you? And how does that influence bring abundance in your life? How is that influence bringing things that you are grateful for? Write it down. Share it with them. I'm in school right now. I'm getting my life coaching certification. Excuse me. And I missed class last week, but visualization and was a lot of what we studied last week. And this week, gratitude was a part of it. So my mind is a little blown because I've never been through this training before, and to see how it aligns with what I'm already doing. You talk about the universe giving you, my universe is God. You talk about God giving you what you need and confirming for you when you're on the right track. Imagine sitting in class on Thursday night. So I'll be there tonight for 2.5 hours and hearing the things that you say and seeing the science behind it, the research behind it, all the people who are already using it. And I'm going, man, there's nothing new under the sun. I'm not having original thoughts, but I'm having these thoughts. They're a culmination of the life that I've lived so far. And they're showing up in different ways and allowing me to produce content and have conversations and write my book. And then I get to class and I see some of the same things. And this researcher learned this, and this study shows that. The gratitude, the visualization. They even said in the class last week that I missed. I was listening to the recording last night, and they were saying, I know Cassandra's not with us, but she's the one that's always talking about vision boards and stuff. And since we're talking about visualization, maybe we'll have her do a vision board event with our class. I didn't know that when I started this training, I thought it would give me more credentials, and it would make those who aren't in this space and who are getting to know me, just because they would see those letters after my name, they would say, okay, there's some credibility there. She's at least done the work to possibly know what the heck she's talking about. I didn't know it was going to be so affirming of what I already talk about. I went to learn, and I'm learning that I'm on the right track. I'm learning that there's science and studies that wasn't even aware of that back the things that we're talking about. It's exciting stuff. Gratitude is so powerful. Visualization is so powerful. They did a study showing athletes and how just thinking about the their sport and excelling in that sport lit up the same areas of their brain that would be seen lit when they were actually doing it. Our thinking has physical ramifications in our lives. Our thinking can aid our health, or it can take our health down the drain, right? It's powerful stuff, and gratitude is a big part of it. Who are you grateful for? Let them know. Write it down. That was actually our one of our assignments last week. We had to write a letter to somebody and read it out loud if we could, if we could get through it. And so I've got my letter right here, and I'm going to read it out loud. I'm going to read it out loud to the recipient because they have been influential in my life. And when you do that, you deepen that connection. You never know how you're uplifting that person. And it matters. So let them know. Don't just say thank you, but tell them why you're grateful for them. Let them know the impact that they've had. It really is beneficial to both of you. Create a gratitude journal for environmental mastery. What is your environment? Who's in it? What are the things that you see around you all the time? It could be nature. It could be the home that you're in. It could be the family and the people that you interact with. When you are in your environment, what are you grateful for in that space? Think on it and allow that gratitude to grow. And it will show you things that you're grateful for that you may not think of when you're just trying to list it out. Gratitude meditation for personal growth. In your meditation, if you are a person who prays, if you are a person who sits and thinks, if you're a person who quote unquote daydreams, you're meditating. You're taking time to allow that brain to just relax, right? And you start to recharge that mental part of you. In your gratitude, in your meditation, focus at least one session on the things that you're grateful for, and just sit with that and allow those things to show up. I'm grateful for. And just like we did at the top of this call, I'm grateful for. And just allow those things to appear to you in your mind's eye and see what shows up for you. Gratitude walks. Take a gratitude walk for transition mastery. So as you've gone through a transition in life, you've moved from one place to another. You've bought the new house. You've gone into the marriage. You may have experienced the loss of a loved one. There's something that has happened that's big enough that your life is different now, right? That feels like chaos. That feels scary. We fear the unknown more than we fear anything, right? So as you're walking, think about the season of life that you're in and what it looks like to master it. What does mastery mean to you in this season of life that after this transition? And as you think and visualize what it means to you, be grateful for what comes up and start to build your plan of how you're going to get from where you are to that place of mastery in this new space, in the space that you transition to. So in that, when you're visualizing and you're showing gratitude, I think we've got one more. And this one, at the end of your week, look back over it and find all the gifts that this week has given you. What am I grateful for the week that I've just experienced? Brian said we go from experience to experience to experience. Each one of those experiences, they leave something behind. They give us a gift, a new way of thinking, a new skill, an epiphany, new ideas. What is this week giving you when you look back at the end of it? And find those gifts, recognize those gifts, and be grateful for them. So 7 different ways that we can practice gratitude and deepen our practice of gratitude beyond just listing the obvious things that we're grateful for. These tips will help you think a little bit more, go a little bit deeper, and continue to expand and build that gratitude practice. So that's what I wanted to leave with you guys today as actionable steps. I hope those of you who are watching wrote them down. Those of you that are a part of the collective, we'll get them upload. I'll get those uploaded today so that you've got a nicely documented, pretty, because I like pretty, visual reminder of the steps that you can take to expand your gratitude practice and deepen your understanding, your own awareness of all the things that you are really grateful for. So we are getting close. I think there were a few comments. Let me see. Um, Kelly says, me too. I'm a master and the grandmother. From one granny to another. Let's go. Let's make those children strong. Let's make them confident. Let's make them know that they are loved and that the world is theirs to receive. They just have to go out there and get it. Make it what it is they want it to be. She says, I'm better there. My granddaughter told me that I was her favorite grandma. I love that. Kim says, so powerful. So proud of you. And the bestie from back in the day, Angie Montgomery, is in the house. In the house. We were on vacation when I went on the cruise a few weeks back. Angela was one of the people that went. We grew up together, so we saw each other go through them awkward teenage years. We learned we did stuff. Me and Angie. One of my favorite bad girl moments is me and Angie pushing her mom's car down to the end of the street and starting it up when it was a far enough down the road that she wouldn't be able to hear it, so we could sneak away and go see our boyfriends in a little city about 16 miles away. So me and Angie, we done been through some stuff. That's the homie forever. So I'm so glad you're here, girl. So glad to see you. Kelly says, LOL. Yes, Leah, beautiful, thankful Thursday, fam. I'm so grateful for each one of you. And Angie said, don't do it. That means don't tell the business. Okay, Angie, that was it. That was the only one I was going to share. That's it. I promise. Our secrets are still safe, but that one was too funny. Y'all, we got that car. Her mama, I thought she was going to kill us, but we lived to tell about it. We still here. Kim said, let's leave it right there. You and Angie. And Lisa says, hope everyone has a fantastic day filled with moments of gratitude. Absolutely. A fantastic day filled with moments of gratitude. It's yours for the taking. All you have to do is go get it. Shift that mindset. Think about the things that you are grateful for and allow those to lead you into joy. Allow those to lead you into abundance. Allow gratitude to help you shape your world into the world that you would like for it to be. Sister McGregor, I see you there as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining. Let's see. That says, I'm Arisha. Shanae, I think Arisha. Marisha. I don't know. Welcome. I feel like I am really butchering your name, but I see you there on Instagram, and I am so glad that you are with us as well. I think that does it for today. I do want to remind you guys that we've got the vision board party coming up this Saturday. There's still time for you to join us. It will be Saturday at 2 p.m. Central. It is a virtual event, but hurry up and get registered so you have time to collect what you need to create your vision board. The URL is scrolling below. Findyourvision.today. If you go to www.findyourvision.today, you'll be able to register for the vision board party and join us on Saturday. And I am so looking forward to seeing you there. But before that, we will be back tomorrow. It's already near the end of another week. So tomorrow is Focus Friday. We will be talking about the power of focus and how using it will accelerate you from where you are to where you want to be. But remember, the life that you want is out there. It's yours to have. All you have to do is go get it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. I look forward to our Focus